Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel. If you love books and if you love thrifting, then you are here for the right video. I have I've had a number of books that I've acquired over the last little, sorry for the noise. I just have something very precarious here beside me. Anyway, I have acquired a number of books lately, and you know, sometimes you can't do a haul, you can't do any video that you want immediately, so things tend to pile up. I will get through these books as quickly as I can, but you know, for most of us, doing the video is the step that needs to happen before we feel like we can either cut into these books, resell them, or hoard them, to be quite blunt. So, excuse me. Some of you may know that I am, I should pull out a ruler. I have a commission to do 3 baby books, 2 girls and an undetermined, in addition to the one that I'm doing for my niece's baby girl, Daisy. And I've made a lot of progress with that, and you will see, you know, some progress videos and so on. So this book is 10 by 12. Landscape, as you know, is something that I really gravitate to because I think it has more possibilities for using those pages. You know, this is, remember when Ann Geddes was the thing? You know, with those babies, those newborns in such kind of unnatural poses. I mean, almost like this. However, I did pick this book up because I have all those baby books to do. And even though I have a lot of materials, sorry, I'm trying to make this work in such a way that you can actually see something. Even though I have a lot of, maybe I have to split the difference here. You know, some are cute, obviously. There are the quotes as well. Some are just, you know, like I say, verging on creepy, in my opinion. But if I can get, you know, several good photos out of this to use in the baby books or on the covers or whatever, then I will. Good thing newborns are used to being all squashed up like that when they're before their birth, because that would be a pretty unnatural pose otherwise. Look at that little kid. Skin on skin is supposed to be obviously very good for them. So anyway, you kind of get the feel for what's going on here. So now that I've shown you, I feel like I can start taking apart and using the pages that I want. Okay. Oh, and I should say, for those of you who may be new to the channel and not know this, I do have a live sale along with my co-seller, Sandy Wilhelmina, the first Thursday of every month. So, you know, obviously some of the things that you see in these haul videos and some things that you don't ever see prior to will, you know, likely end up at a live sale. But I also, because I am very approachable, I also want you to feel that if you see something in a haul video that you would be interested in buying, just reach out to me via email. Now, my email address is in the description box below every video. I'm sorry. I think back to the time that, and this is probably 2 or 3 years ago, that I showed in a haul video, I showed a beautiful copy of the Quran. Now, of course, that book, I recognize that it's a holy book for the people who believe. Anyway, I bought it because it was beautiful. I have not touched it since. And now I have a degree of regret that when someone reached out to me by through email, that I didn't, you know, she wanted to buy the book because it must have meant something to her. Did I sell it? No. I said no, I'm not parting with it at this point. And so she doesn't have it, I'm not using it. It doesn't make sense. And I finally come to that realization. So, you know, ask away. The answer might still be no, but I'm more pragmatic now. Oh, I should show you. This is called My Fabulous Lookbook, Fashion Drawing Made Easy. And again, because I have those Celebration of Women journals still in the works, and because, you know, can a person ever know too much about sketching? Now, I don't know whether you can see that or not. There's a very light, almost, I don't know, sepia colored head, and here's a body, and here are accessories. So in the beginning, somebody must have, you know, some girl must have been doing some drawings. But there are lots of pages that still could be used. Like, they are, the paper is nice. You know, the structure is there. I could use these girls, obviously, excuse me, even as a glue book type thing, you know. Hey, maybe that's what I should do, because I need to get a little more. I'm just wondering if the light is, I should probably add a bit of light here. You know, I'm thinking bright sunny day outside. Have a well-lit room here, but maybe it's still not good enough for you at home. Oh. Sorry, maybe I should keep these books on my lap. Yeah, that's better, I think. Anyway, okay, maybe you can see that a bit better. But wouldn't that be... Actually, I'm thinking I like that idea. So I could rip out the pages I don't want in here, keep this book intact, and then just clothe and decorate these ladies. Anyway, okay, that's going to be my plan. Now, I'm not quite sure what this is back here. These are kind of window type pages here. Anyway, I will read a bit more about that. Obviously, now that I've ripped off the part with the pencils, I should attempt to cut that. Now, it won't be easy because it's a chipboard cover, but okay, now I have a plan for this. And sometimes the only way to come up with a plan is to talk about it with some trusted people. And of course, geez, I should have wiped this. Sorry about that. And obviously, many of you are at the point also where you will include comments in your comments will include suggestions as to what I should be doing in case I haven't thought of it myself. Okay, this one, Patricia McLaughlin, All the Places to Love. And these, of course, are illustrated with paintings, 11 1/4 by 9 1/4. And you can just tell that it's going to have a, okay, so it's the inscription. Oh, thank you for being such a good teacher. 1997. Not very many pages in there, are there? But obviously photos or paintings that would be great in a farm journal, or, you know, those kids could be fussy cut. See, there's one for a baby book. It's rather large, but if you It's doable. Cut that kid out. Grandfather in a barn. Grandfather. Baby. One thing that I want to say, and I could say it now, and maybe I'll remember to say it again when I talk about or show the baby books, but the lesson is transferable. Any project that you were working on, boy, that's good grammar. Okay, if I am working on, in this case, right now I'm working on these baby books, I find that I need to poke my nose into and rediscover. Oh my goodness, so many good pictures. I need to poke my nose into and look into drawers and so on to see the things that may come in handy. So for instance, and I still haven't shown you my system for using the 18 drawers in a vintage metal cabinet. Anyway, I have one there. Wait, what's it called? Oh, sentiments. So I looked at it this morning. I mean, I took everything out of it, looked at each single piece, and I found a number that applied to babies, children, and families. Now, if I wouldn't have looked in there, I wouldn't have remembered that that's where they are. I would have assumed that, oh, I pulled all the children ones out or baby ones out and put it with the baby stuff. That isn't necessarily so. And now I also have a pouch of fussy cut children. This book is 12 by 9 and it's in French. So looking at the books we have, looking at stickers, looking at sentiments, I haven't looked in the altered paper clip drawer or the fabric cluster drawer, the 4x4 papers drawer. But the lesson I'm articulating here, maybe for my own benefit more than yours, is look everywhere. Now, isn't this a cool book for fussy cutting? Numbers. Can you imagine how cute those would be if you cut them into strips and use them to decorate something? Now, again, I have some of these vocabulary and my first illustrated dictionary kind of books. So do I keep this? Do I offer it for sale? Because, you know, okay, you probably don't care about the French words, but you probably, or some of you, may be interested in the fussy cutting possibilities. Grocery store, birthday party, doctor's office, hospital, école, school. Now, you know, obviously I could find a place to farm. I don't know, this might be one of those where I decide to keep it. And even cutting the borders off and using them as page edging. I think I've talked myself into keeping this one. Jeez. I know you're as shocked as I am that I said that, right? Okay, this one is called Cheap Chic. Emily Chalmers. Affordable ideas for a relaxed home. What might the year be? Published in the UK, 2003. You know what? Yeah, there it is, big as life. I don't want to digress too much, but it's the fact. It's a fact. So this book, Sorry, I just need a lip balm. First published in the UK and the USA in 2003. And then they give this revised edition published in 2010. They give a London, they talk about London and then they talk about New York. But as I look further on this page, it says printed and bound in China, which means as of May 2nd, Trump's 145% tariffs on Chinese, Hong Kong, and Macau. I don't even know where Macau is. Tariffs have kicked in, which means that if I were to put this book for sale in one of the live sales, that I would be forced to declare this, if it was leaving Canada, I would be forced to declare the country of origin as China, which means that this book would be subject to 145% tariffs. Just watched another webinar the other day from my shipper. This is the reality and the consequence of the insanity that has been perpetrated by Trump, with consequences for both me and for potential U.S. buyers. So it's making life harder and more complicated and more expensive. Canada's finest perennial favorites. This is 11 by 8 1/4. I've had these kinds of books in the past, or magazines in the past. Wee bit of gloss to them, but again, a lot of possibilities for, just think what cute pockets these would make, because the Latin name and the common name are right there beside them. So, I mean, I think this is almost like a catalog or something for nurseries. So, I don't know if this is a duplicate of one I already have, or if I sold that, but this one covers perennials, ferns, herbs, and grasses. Okay. Farmer Joe's Hot Day. This is a scholastic book. I'd say it's about 11 by, what the heck happened here? Those corners are all worn. Now, of course, I have been collecting stuff for farm. Oh my goodness. If anyone has, well, I don't know if that's quackgrass or not, but if you've ever tried to pull quackgrass out, you know that the roots are insidious. Well, now I know why. There are some gophers beneath the surface doing a tug of war. So 3 of them are against this farmer who's trying to pull that out. There's their little armchair. Oh dear. Cute, 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 cute. Why is he in that? Anyway, look at those cows. Aren't they precious? This one might need to get cut up for its component pieces and illustrations. This is probably one of those things where a person actually needs to read the story and see why he's so hot and tired. Why he's got that big jacket on. Oh my goodness, look, it's for Jamie, Hazel, Bob, and Will. 1987. Add that to the pile of things that need to be taken apart. I love this. It says, it looks like it's Art Zone, maybe is the brand name or whatever. Art Zone, published and distributed by Trends International in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, not China. Imagine that. Okay, so the theme here is architecture. And the beauty of this book is that it's only printed on one side. Love those Corinthian and Ionic columns. Oh, there's a pagoda. We don't like Russia, of course, but so towers, Amsterdam. So this will go into the pouch that I have labeled as architecture. Those that look like oversized postage stamps. New York skyline, more columns. So imagine how cool it would be to fussy cut these out. It wouldn't be that bad a job, except maybe for that guy. And, excuse me, use them to decorate a journal about buildings. This looks like it might have been the aftermath after an earthquake. Anyway, love it, love it, love it. Hildillard's Night. Not sure what that is. Landscape. I thought it was interesting in that the illustrations are quite different from what we tend to gravitate to. Oh, and there's some tape that needs to be reclaimed. So predominantly black with obviously the secondary color of yellow, but look at even this overview of these fields. And for people who like, and I'm finding out that Veronica is one of those people who like, you know, dark and monsters and well, in her words, creepy stuff. And look how cute these would be if you wanted little tags. I mean, you don't have to, all you have to do is be able to cut the shapes and everything. The size is already there. So it's an interesting style of illustration. And obviously, I think one that would appeal to certain people. Again, 1971, a person should actually read the story and know what it's about. Isn't there something really nice about those trees? Okay, what else? The Balloon Tree, another Scholastic book. Oh, I didn't tell you the date. 84. Blowing up balloons. So I just thought this had some really fun illustrations. So it's some sort of a party scene. But look at how nice those margins are. And obviously all those balloon shapes. It's raining balloon. His whole kingdom was filled with thousands and millions and zillions of balloons. You know, for people who like this sort of knights type of era. Oh, okay, let's just see what's happening here. So all these balloons are coming from the sky. So all the shopkeepers had to close their doors. All the chickens had to fly their coops. All the traffic had to stop. Still, the tree kept blossoming. All the workers had to play. All the schools had to close. I'm sure the kids were very distraught about that. Balloons were everywhere. Still, the tree kept blossoming. There's the tree. So again, lots of possibilities for using the borders. Even this, wouldn't that make a great belly band? With the turrets at the top there. And that is what tipped the scales. In favor of buying this book. Oh, those peacocks. cool. The balloon tree. Okay. Oh, I got two here. Barbara Reed. Okay, Barbara Reed. I don't know all the details other than she's the woman that illustrates books with these, well, for lack of a better word, plasticine type, unique plasticine technique and won numerous awards. Okay, and she has been around a long time. So she's Canadian. Do we have a date here? 1987. Okay, so let's just flip from the back. So these are plasticine things. Look at the size of that font. Wouldn't that be cool to use? So imagine making those little leaves out of plasticine, and those little turtle shells, and those mice, and that baby. Those little flower buds. And look, you know, okay, so we've got a couple here. What's he doing? He's at an easel. She's been milking a cow. Then she's talking to him. Then he's looking over the easel. Then she's walking away. Same characters, but in all those different poses. Like, is that not miraculous? Look at the ringlets in that mad girl's hair. Oh, what if those were your ancestors? A wee bit scary. Some of these people seem to have trouble with their eyes. Good Lord. Anyway, very cute. And of course, in this case, that would be cool in a sewing journal. But of course, then you lose whatever's on the other side. Yeah, but all of these would make great page decorators. Oh, there's Humpty Dumpty falling to his death. Speaking of Old Mother Hubbard, whose cupboard is bare, that's how I feel about our kitchen and fridge and pantry. I mean, it's forcing us to eat things that are there, but my goodness, we could use some fresh stuff too. Today is a Sunday, I was planning to, and this is a Barbara Reed as well, but this is a farm one. The new baby calf, how cute is that? Anyway, I was planning to, oh, there she is. I was planning to go to buy some groceries today, but then I probably had done a video ranting about this in the past. Some lowlife had picked up, of course my husband was a guilty one as well, had dropped his points fob for this points card. Somebody picked it up. The store has or the organization has a really poor policy for proving that you in fact are the card holder. So some creep used our points to buy about $300 worth of stuff in 2 stores, including a liquor store. That part really burns my butt. Anyway, I thought I was over it. After that, the company, of course, refused to do anything because, well, it was presented and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, look at this is an aerial view of the farm. Chickens. Look at those teeny tiny chicks and those little pigs. There's the farmer. Is she talented or what? Anyway, they had suggested that we lock the account or the points so that they cannot be inadvertent, so they can't be stolen. But that also means that in the store, when the cashier says, would you like to use the points? The answer has to be, well, no. So today, when I called there to, oh, this is cool. It's drawing pictures for survey. So this is a Susan Jeffries. Lives in New York, where she's surrounded by woods and animals. Look at this. Can you see those raccoons? And those wolves or kites? I'm not sure. It's skunks. Anyway, yeah, so I can't unlock any points until the business office opens tomorrow. Is this, you know what, some of these pages would be cool in Daisy's book, because the overarching color scheme is blue, green, and purple. And they are very much outdoorsy people. Better put this with the baby stuff. Okay, let's keep going. The books, just the way I stacked them, I guess, it almost seems as though we're going from bigger down to smaller, and basically I'm just trying to get through this pile so they can be put away. Let's do this one. Reader's Digest Illustrated Guide to Gardening. Landscape, gotta love that. Reader's Digest, gotta love that. And papers, oh, look at them. Gotta love that. What is the year? Pray Tell, 1978. The pages are patinaed, lots of index pages, okay. Simple leaves, lots of possibilities there. I won't keep reiterating the ideas because oh, and those are all weeds. Yeah, clock grass, oh my goodness. Right there. Oh, the other day in a chat for Angela's live sale, the question was, put in the word flower and say what is blooming in your yard. So I'm a smart ass. So I say dandelion. So of course, then everybody is saying, oh, that's, yeah, you make wine, you do saute the greens, so on and so on, and how tasty it is. And then I mentioned chickweed. That's not a very good picture of chickweed. But chickweed is an insidious thing. It is nearly impossible to kill, and it's very much a spreading thing. Oh, it says, but I've never heard. Those must be herbicides. Mycoprop or Silvex. And the thing is, yeah, it's bad. That was a little tangent that I just did. Okay, we're going to skip the diseases and the troubleshooting. That's usually at the back. Plant disorders. Now, the pages are lovely. These two could be turned into journal cards. Now, I'm going to have to see if I bet you I do have this book. I remember using some of these type pages for the very first gardening journal that I had done. Anyway, a lovely green illustrations, and then of course, and because it's horizontal, you can rip out the page, fold it in half, use it as a signature. So like so. Like the cauliflower gets to be the centerfold. Or fold it up, put it in a pocket, or whatever you choose. Okay, now why is this in blue? Oh, blackberries. So, fruit, that's sort of a rusty sepia colored. And then these little guys would be so cute as, oh, didn't I say I was going to stop telling you? I was going to stop telling you what to do. I'm going to stop telling you what to do. Turquoise. beautiful? Just, and I didn't tell you how many pages roughly. 672. Thank you very much. Gorgeous book. Perennials. And truly, you can see why so many of these would have been bought back in the day, because they do have everything you need. Types, how to propagate, diseases and pests, you know, how things turn out, or, you know, hardiness, decorative characteristics, height at maturity. And the paper is good too. There really is virtually no gloss to it. So anyway, that was Illustrated Guide to Gardening. Okay. Uncle Ben's quote book, Benjamin R. DeJong. 10 1/4 by 7. Let's see what we have here. Just plain cover. Well, the embossed gold part there. Let's see what. Okay, collected from a variety of sources over a period of more than 50 years. Used them in school publications when I was principal in a Christian school. Later in my ministry, I used them to spice my church bulletins. Okay, 1976. So we know that a person isn't going to have to, you know, proofread for when a wise man argues with a woman, he says nothing. As a man grows older and wiser, he talks less and says more. And isn't it beautiful that they are laid out in such a way with a variety of sizes and fonts and borders? Okay. So there are some prayers. I guess maybe we could have looked at the, there's a, oh dear, that's a long table of contents. I'll just give you some, an idea. Advice, ambition, Bible, character, comfort, consistency, conversation, courage, drinking, egotism, evangelism, faith, fools, God, gossip, happiness, heaven, hell, home, inconsistency, man, marriage, regret, religion, sin, speech, thanksgiving, warning, worry. The emptier the pot, the quicker it boils. Watch your temper. Huh. 1 minute of keeping your mouth shut is worth an hour's explanation. Amen. If you wouldn't write it and sign it, don't say it. That's another good one. I think someone has taken credit for that more recently than the 70s. 3 thoughts on conversation. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? The best safe for a man's money is a prudent wife. If your lips you wish to keep from slips, 5 things observe with care. To whom you speak, of whom you speak, and how and when and where. The problem with this book, of course, is going to be making decisions. But I think, you know, in my case, what I'm inclined to do, scandal is like an egg. When hatched, it has wings. They say is a tough old liar. A gossip is a person with a strong sense of rumor. Anyway, what I was about to say is that, you know, if past behavior is the predictor of future behavior, what I would be tempted to do is take the whole book apart and then promptly lose track of where and how I sorted these. So maybe the better bet in this case is to keep it handy, keep it close by, and then just maybe rip out a page or cut out a, you know, part of a page and leave the rest intact. See, there is hope. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. Okay, Cities of Canada, great cover, 1953. Reproduction from the Seagram collection of paintings. And of course, Seagram's is a whiskey, is a distiller. The archway over the main entrance to Canada's Parliament buildings with the coat of arms of the 10 provinces and geographic sequence. Oh, very nice. Okay. Now, because this is so old, these are reproductions of paintings and in my favorite format. Okay. And did we forget to include Alberta? Oh, there's Calgary. Of course. My goodness. How come Calgary gets so much attention when we have the when in our neck of the woods, we have the capital city. Anyway, I'll lodge a complaint with the new Prime Minister. Okay, Pockets, 2001. Isn't this a cool cover? Look at that. Frogs and bunnies and turtles and ducks. Oh, yesterday it was really hot here. So it would have been May. What day is today? I don't know what day it is. Okay. It would have been in the early days of May. And it was plus 30 on our home thermometer, our farm weather station. See, the cover is a lot nicer than the inside. I mean, this is nice, but it's glossier paper. Aw, that's so sweet. Anyway, I uncovered, you know, the air conditioning units, but I did not turn the air conditioning on. And it was a little coolish in the house. So at one point in the afternoon, I went out to warm up because I had been working so very hard. And I thought I deserved, you know, a little break. I went outside, and we have a row of spruce trees that are windbreak on the north side of the house that are probably 60 feet tall or more. They're really old. They're probably 50 years old. And every so often, we have some very noisy squirrels. Well, it was like, I don't know, a European market or something where there was so much noise going on. I actually took my phone and recorded the sound to tell my husband. Well, it turns out it wasn't, you know, 65 squirrels. It was a certain bird. Now, I don't know what the birds, you know, who they are or whatever, but that, you know, so much for, you know, bird song and the peace and quiet of the outdoors. The Serene Farm Life, 8.5 by whatever that first measurement was. 1997. So these are all black and white photos. I think this might have a religious bent to it also. This was published in Calgary. So it's not China as a country of origin. Look at those monsters trying to, on their tippy toes, trying to get those cheese bits. So again, possibilities here. You know, cat, baby. What you do and what you don't do. Cool. Oh. Oh, see? Isn't it good I'm showing you this? I'm finding stuff for the baby books. Oh, good advice. Hold him now while he wants to be held, or you might not be able to hold him later. Isn't that the truth? Oh, she only got 2 fingers in her mouth. Isn't that one of the cutest things when babies practically get their whole fist into their mouth? So someone clearly put some careful advice. Oh, teach your children or the world will teach them for you. Obviously, this group didn't get the advice about if you sit too close to the TV, you'll go blind. Oh my goodness, look, a set of encyclopedias and some yearbooks there. A macrame plant hanger, a console TV, and a plaid ottoman. See with the heart as well as the eyes, and you'll see so much more. Well, this is obviously going on the baby book pile because there must be others in there. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure I've been dragging this on too long. Hymns of Praise. Oh, some of them have let go. Oh, well, one has let go anyway. So these would all be hymns. Pretty good-sized pages. You know, and a person could either cut through the coils and break the book up that way, or tear them out and either preserve or trim off the torn parts. You know, sometimes that's a nice effect. This almost looks like it's been photocopied. For sure this does. So that's a whole other look. And because it's kind of miniaturized, these would make good, I don't imagine there's a year here. These would make good backgrounds for masterboards. You were probably wondering, when is she ever going to say the word masterboard again? Winemaker's Recipe Handbook, filled with over 100 easy-to-use tested recipes and profuse with identification and selection of plants and fruit for winemaking. Contains more facts than you'll probably want to know. Now, have you ever seen purple font before? Copyright 1976. That's more information than I wanted. Now, it must have been wet, probably with fruit juice or with wine, because some of the ink has run. So there's a little wave to some of the pages. But doesn't that just add to its appeal? Somebody clearly used this. I'll put this with my wine stuff. Oh, Velveteen Rabbit. I love that story. about how you can, I mean, maybe, all sorts of people have illustrated it. The whole idea that you can be so loved that your fur gets worn off and your eye pops off, and so on. Cool. This book has been reinforced a little bit, with tape all around it. Impressions. It seems that all these books must have been donated by this one family. Okay, so what have we got here? This too has been wet. 1975. Oh, that's a bonus. They don't usually come off that easily. Glossary. Like pen and ink drawings. Scrimshaw. The word scrimshank is an old British word that means avoiding regular work or fooling around. That may be the basis of the word scrimshaw, which is the name given to the artwork done by sailors on American whaling ships. Certainly, carving on ivory was not the regular work of sailors, and engraving pictures on whales' teeth was probably thought of as fooling around. Huh. Scrimshank. Have you ever been practicing scrimshank in your studio? So these borders would be kind of cool to decorate a page. That's interesting. Leonard Bernstein. Daybreak in Alabama. Interpretive dance. Peter and the Wolf. Words have stories too. Yeah, quite a few possibilities in here. The Daily Journal of Donnie Duncan. Cool. Okay, I have a few more. I better speed this up. No, I never did learn Corel. Mega Gallery. This, 1996. Look at those. So these must have, of course, that was sort of when personal computers became a thing. Look at all those little ads. Portraits. Oh, look, there's Barbara Streisand. And Springsteen. And Sophia Loren. And Pam Tillis. That is kind of cool. Not entirely sure what all of this is, but I'm sure that if you saw this book on this shelf, you wouldn't leave it behind. So these were probably like, okay, some of these have the actual word like antelope. Others have a combination of words and letters. So maybe oh, look at all these fonts. I didn't even see this part. Borders. Mind you, this is in such a size that... Okay, so borders, birds. Animals. Okay, this is where the fonts. Of course, there weren't that many fonts back in the 90s either. That's a cool page. So there's that. And then clip art. Anyway, this will take a little bit of thinking, I think, to figure out how useful, if at all, it will be. Heavy, heavy book. Okay, I have 6 more. The Abuelita Voluntary Firehouse Band. So you just know that it's going to be good because of all those animals making up the Barbara Hartman. Oh, moved to Edmonton in 71 and has lived there ever since. But what year is this book? 1990, so who knows? I should know more about that, I guess. So, again, you know, do you need a cat on its, you know, dancing on its tippy toes? I think I might, just to add a bit of whimsy to some of my projects. Tree Frog Press, Edmonton. So it didn't come via China. Okay, I love you, Mommy. A Little Golden Book. Now, obviously, the gold strip there is gone. 1999. So, kind of cute illustrations. Probably a bit big for these. But everything is intact other than that gold strip. Getting ready to cook. We have a date here. 1985. I forgot what was in here. So it looks like there are recipes and some, you know, step-by-step illustrations. A tossed green salad, a chocolate shake. So, of course, some of these things would be absolutely wonderful in cooking journals. Facts about food. Be careful. Oh, black arrows. A reminder to ask a grown-up to help you. Okay. Old Age is Not for Sissies. A witty look at aging. That's a cute little book. 1989. Kind of a very loose illustrative style. Excuse my dust. Wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. No woman should ever be quite accurate about her age. It looks so calculating, said Oscar Wilde. You know you're old when you notice how young the derelicts are getting. Middle age, when you're sitting at home on Saturday night and the telephone rings and you hope it's not for you. Ogden Nash. George Burns. I smoke cigars because at my age, if I don't have something to hang on to, I might fall down. Bumper sticker. If I'd known how wonderful it would be to have grandchildren, I'd have had them first. When you're young, you want to be master of your fate and captain of your soul. When you're older, you'll settle for being master of your weight and captain of your bowling team. Anyway, I can't read every one. Old age is, yeah, I can. Old age is when candlelit tables are no longer romantic because you can't read the menu. Old age is like underwear. It creeps up on you. A sure sign of middle age is that when you're... okay, let me start again. A sure sign of middle age is that although we love seeing a 10 on the beach, we're willing to settle for 2 5s. Oh, well, Earl, how dare you? Middle age is when your clothes no longer fit and it's you who need the alterations. Age isn't important unless you're cheese. Well, I've had my laugh for the day. Frank Lloyd Wright's Glass Designs. So this is a cute, cute little book. Basically 5 inches square. So it's showing the windows that he put in some of his houses. Glass in wooden panels. Isn't that cool? The guy was a genius, you know. Prism glass. So this too, you know, could easily be, and those are sewn in signatures, could be easily Muntins. I know about mullions, but what the heck are Muntins? Throughout his career, Wright designed buildings with divided pane windows that used wooden Muntins, M-U-N-T-I-N, much as he used metal bars in art glass. Muntins. Are those words interchangeable? Interchangeable. Clearly, they're not going to spell out the answer there. So some stained glass. Yeah, just really look at that. And skylights too. This is 1995. Okay, and then finally, let's count all the animals. A Golden Telltale book. This is 1979. Look how sweet. Sheep. Sheep. Sandy, look at the sheep. They're sitting, they're standing, they're sleeping. Chickens. Carol. Oh, the cows are so cute. I have a soft spot for cows because that's what we had the most of. I mean, as grown-ups, as a couple, farming, that's what we had. We never had other things. Okay, my lovelies, that is it for today. I will be doing another haul video, well, right after this one, just with some, well, a very few miscellaneous type items. But I'm glad, for my own sake, if not yours, that I found some stuff that can still make it into the baby books. So I appreciate you being here, and as always, I would appreciate your subscription if you haven't already done so. I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I love your comments, and I answer every one. So by all means, reach out, say what you like. If something evokes some memories for you, then, you know, just unburden yourself. Anyway, thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.